Welcome everyone. Sorry for the little gap in uploads there. I had some personal stuff going on. So I'm just gonna kick it off right away. So I've been working on these guys for a little while. I just kind of get sidetracked and stuff. We got Ninjask though, all right? They're super hype. I love bug types, if you guys can't tell. And Ninjask is no exception. It's a super sick mon. So important things I need to cover first. It no longer has speed boost. Reason being, Scyther is a much better speed boost Pokemon because it has still a great 135 base speed stat now. However, it's bulky with the Violate. It can actually abuse speed boost well. It's also a better Baton Pass user because Baton Pass is no negative priority. However, Scyther has very good bulk with the Violate, so it's just overall better at what speed boost Ninjask does. Ninjask instead has two incredible new abilities in Tinted Lens and Versatility. Versatility comes from Protean, so what that does is it changes its type to match. It gets stabbed on everything, okay? It's very simple and straightforward, and it's very powerful. It's also the fastest Pokemon in the hack, bar Deoxys Speed. Deoxys Speed, we haven't gotten to them yet, but he will be the fastest Pokemon in the hack besides Deoxys Speed. Deoxys Speed will be 175 probably, or whatever the hell it ends up being. But Ninjask comfortably outspeeds even Mega Beedrill, which is the second fastest, not counting Mega Mewtwo Y, which is only going to appear in the post-game Rainbow Rocket stuff. It's not obtainable by the player, so it's just for Giovanni. But yes, you are faster than that. And the great thing about having 170 base speed, you might be thinking it's kind of overkill to have that much speed. But trust me, it's not if you actually think, like, for example, if I just would load, please, 170 base speed, right? 170 base speed with a neutral speed nature and 0 speed investment hits 376 speed. And I already did the math before the video because I was just making conversation and stuff and talking about how cool it is. Ninjask is faster than base 120 base speed Pokemon with 0 speed investment and a neutral nature, meaning a Jolly or Timid or Hasty, whatever, max speed Pokemon at 120 base speed, Ninjask will still outspeed them. And what that means is that in a lot of cases, you have plenty of EVs to spare. And the beauty is, in this ROM hack, you have access not only to infinite ability capsule from the beginning of the hack, meaning you can swap and should be swapping between Tinted Lens and Versatility, which I'll get more into detail into in a little bit. Also, another thing I need to mention, Shedinja still exists. I will be recording the video for Shedinja separately because they function so differently. I'd rather not put them in the same video. They're going to be separate. If this ends up being like 15 minutes, maybe I'll just record Ninja and put a timestamp in the thing, but I doubt it'll be that short. So yeah, maybe I will actually. We'll see. Probably I'd rather have Ninja be separate though, just because they function so drastically differently. But yeah, Ninjask is incredible. Okay, so not only do you have infinite usability capsules, which again I will get into more detail in a little bit with Tinted Lens and Versatility, they're incredible abilities, however, you also have access to infinite and instantaneous EV training. So the EV items give you 128 in both their EVs now. So like protein, whatever, you use those twice, you max out to 128. Okay, sorry, to 252. You use protein twice, you have max attack. Carbos twice, max speed. Iron twice, max defense. Is that easy? And then you use berries to reset your EVs. Okay, the berries subtract 126, so you use those twice to minimize a stat. It's very simple and easy, and those items are basically free, and you get those from the beginning of the hack, so they're great. Okay, however, for specific EV spreads, you use the wings. The wings will give you +4, and the reason that I did that is so you can actually EV with specific things. So in this hack, especially if you're doing a Nuzlocke, a hardcore Nuzlocke, I would definitely recommend using the trainer documents to prepare for fights, at least somewhat, because doing it blind will not be that fun. You can totally do it blind. I just would not recommend it whatsoever unless you're playing without a Nuzlocke. Then go ahead and play blind. Although I wouldn't do blind changes, I would do blind team, like trainer teams. Regardless, though, what you can do is you can basically just prepare and tailor your set for every single boss fight. And with Ninjask, that's incredible because you have all of this coverage and all of these different things you can be running. And in most fights, you'll have plenty of EVs to spare for attack and special attack. So for example, max attack and special attack Ninjask still outspeeds base 120 mons with a plus speed nature. Okay. So for example, I'm just going to go to speed tier guide and show a random Pokemon. Okay. Let's say the trainers team, their fastest Pokemon, again, most of the time they won't even have this many fast Pokemon because there's not that many of them, but let's say there's a Pokemon with let's say their fastest Pokemon is a Masquerain, okay, 127 base speed Masquerain. How many EVs do you need to outspeed that? Let's see. So where's can you put that damn voice crack? Jesus. You put a Jolly Nature in, and you got 252 speed. Okay, you're at 388 speed on Masquerain, okay, with max. Obviously, it's not running Jolly. That's the one that my brain always thinks of when I think of plus speed. I understand that that's not a good nature for it, but anyway, yeah, plus speed nature, that hits 388, okay? So 170 Ugh, I hate when it does that. 170. I can't wait to get a custom calc. 388. Neutral. 388, right? Okay. 48 EVs you speed tie, 52 EVs you are faster. With only 52 speed EVs, you outspeed base 127. You know, with like 100, you just be like base 140. I mean, that's just a guess, but you know, you need very minimal speed investment to outspeed most Pokemon in this hack, which means you will almost always have at least 100 or so EVs to put into your other offense, which means mixed sets are very good. Another thing I need to address, I probably didn't mention this yet. Mixed Ninjask might seem very weird to people, but Ninjask is based on a cicada, and cicadas make a fucking lot of noise. Okay, and if noise Pokemon can be special attackers, then Ninjask can be a special attacker. If Excelgor can have 100 base special attack, Ninjask can have 91 base special attack. They're both ninja bugs. You know, Ninjask can totally go ahead and use these types of moves. Also, the reason I gave it versatility, again, is because Mons, like Greninja, had Protean. Protean literally translates to versatility. I only changed the name because people have this preconceived notion that Protean means like color changing or something because it was a frog Pokemon and Kecleon that had it. People just assume that it's like something to do with changing your color, but no, it's literally just, I mean, it could work that way. But it can also just work like if the mon is versatile. They could go to fucking anything if they wanted to. It literally just means versatile. And the reason Greninja has that is because it's a ninja. Because it's some, I think there's like some Japanese stuff. I'm not knowledgeable enough in that topic to like talk about it. But the point is, versatility makes just as much sense as it does on Greninja as it does on Ninjask. That was a very awkwardly worded sentence, but I hope you understand what I'm trying to say. Okay. It makes total sense on Ninjask. It's also a really fucking cool ability for it. And then Tinted Lens is also incredible. People might sleep on Tinted Lens because, oh my god, why use Tinted Lens when you have versatility? Because there's a lot of cases where not only, because yes, obviously Tinted Lens Bug Buzz is just as strong as versatility Bug Buzz. You know, Tinted Lens X's are just as strong as versatility X's, or etc. All your moves are just as strong. However, with versatility, you get that coverage. With Tinted Lens, you get a lot of extra move slots to work with, first off. And second, for like utility, for example, if you want to run setup, Tinted Lens is great. Not to mention, it might be your coverage is good, but it's not that good, okay? Because it is still a fucking cicada. There wasn't that much coverage I could give it. I will talk about why I chose to give it certain moves in a little bit. Again, because it gives me these ninja vibes, and I'll talk about all the coverage moves if you don't know what these do, but you can always just look at the Google Sheet. That's another thing, is you can always just check out the Google Sheet down below and see for yourself what all these changes to these moves are. Basically, every move in this hack is buffed or changed in some regard, and the link for the Google Sheets is in the description below. So yeah, point being though, Ninjask, cicada, okay, the next entries talk about how it makes deafening sound waves, and it's just, hold on, where is it again? I know there's an entry talking about sound. I don't know. The point is it's a cicada, okay? And yes, of course, I'm going to keep shit Ninjask Scar. It's the fastest Pokemon in the hack because only the one that's faster is Deoxys Speed. You know, I'm not crazy. There are a lot of other fast Pokemon, but Ninjask is still the fastest. And of course, every Pokemon has access to priority in some regard, so it's not really difficult to, you know, kill a Ninjask if you're fighting one, if you have priority or something, or somewhere other way. But if you don't, then it's going to outspeed your entire team for the most part. Ah, gosh, that hurts. Yeah, I had some like health issues, but oh my god. Shouldn't say it like that. So, what am I trying to say here? Yeah, 101, 91 offenses are great with versatility or Tinted Lens, and also, of course, 170 speed. That gives you the ability to run, say, for example, you want to run max special attack, and then, you know, say you're running this EV spread. Okay, you have 52, so now you have 200 EVs left. So let's say you put 101, 91. Okay, that's your offenses right now. 252 in your attack, and 200 in your special attack. All right, there you go. Now you have really good mixed offenses. So you got a rash nature or whatever, which is a great nature for it. Any nature that isn't plus defense is good, honestly. And even if you do get a plus defense nature, you can always just run the other. Like, for example, if you got like bold, you could just run special usually. And you could even do like bold iron defense. That would be kind of cool because it does get iron defense from Nincada, which is pretty sick. Because you get versatility, so you can like turn into a steel type and then get iron defense, and then I don't know, it's really gimmicky, but it could be kind of cool. But yeah, overall, it's not a defensive Pokemon. Obviously, it shouldn't be. It's fucking Ninjask. It shouldn't be able to take hits at all, really. Besides like resisted hits. Excuse me. And of course, Sash is a great. Oh, I didn't give it reversal. I almost forgot about reversal. Shit, man. What do I remove for that? They don't need Razor Wind, do they? I mean, Razor Wind's cool, though. I like it on them. It's really strong. Razor Wind is buffed. All these moves are buffed or changed in some regard. Just check that in the description. Razor Wind's very powerful now. Okay, you can check all this out in the description below, but that's good with Tinted Lens as well. Where the hell? What should I remove for reversal, man? Final Gambit can go. Final Gambit's only for non-Nuzlockers anyway. Reversal's sick. Should I make it earlier, too? And move these back? should not be doing this live, but yeah, I'm gonna move those back a little bit. Hold on. 47. These can be 45. Kind of late. You know, 40, 47 and 49 is fair for reversal actually, because reversal is great. Damn, I'm torn. I'll probably move those around. Okay, reversal will be a little bit earlier. Reversal will be in the early 40s most likely. So don't worry about that. Okay. He also gets great setup, nasty plot, swords dance. Again, you have great speed, so you're never. The thing is, a lot of trainers in this hack have taunt as like a way to make setup a lot harder, and they also have like priority whirlwind, priority roar, that kind of stuff. You know, so focus sash haze, focus sash dragon tail, that kind of stuff to like make it so sweeping is a little bit harder. Or unaware Pokemon, that's that kind of thing. Priority moves, etc. But in this case, you're so fast that you outspeed every taunt user in the game that isn't Prankster or Deoxys Speed. So like you can pretty much guarantee to get up Swords Dance and Nasty Plot every time with Focus Sash and just run that. And what I was gonna say is with that reversal is fucking nuts. Because you get that Nasty Plot off, you get that reversal. You can use Tinted Lens, so that way your reversal and then you know your other moves are unresisted completely. Acrobatics, for example, would be you know your Focus Sash is gone, so it's on base power. Dueling Beat's 90, so it's not even that much stronger, but it's a good because it's a TM. So TMs are reteachable, obviously, versus these moves are not until you get to the league, which is bad. But yeah, reversal is incredible, is my point. Okay, Swords Dance reversal can sweep entire teams with ease. You can also remember versatility to get stabbed. So it depends on whether or not, basically, if the opponent has something that resists fighting, you run Tinted Lens, maybe, probably. And if they have nothing that resists fighting, you would run versatility for that reversal set. You know, and you do have the infinite usability capsule, so you should be switching between your abilities depending on the situation, okay? Of course, you can just run full-out offensive. You can just run 4 attacks if you want. You don't need to do any of that extra crap if you don't want to. You know, it's still a good amount regardless. It has solid coverage. So coverage-wise, I gave it some decent stuff. Nothing too crazy, purely because of nothing that makes that much sense for it. It is just a bug flying ninja thing after all. But I did give it, so fighting moves, it has reversal, takedown, and close combat, and brick break for physical fighting moves. Okay, all of those are buffed in some regard besides CC. That's one of the other unchanged moves actually, although I think it, no, that's one of the only few unchanged moves. That earthquake, return, a couple other moves are unchanged, but like 95% of moves are buffed or changed. Yeah, brick break 85 base power, that's great for earlier in the game. Takedown 110 base power, 20% recoil move that also has a good chance at up defense. Close combat is obviously just close combat, that's great. Reversal, I just covered why that's incredible. And then for special fighting moves with your 91 special attack, you have Aura Sphere, which is a little bit of an odd choice, I acknowledge that. However, I think it fits given all the other Pokemon have been giving Aura Sphere, not to mention it's a ninja. You know, they can, you know, like fucking Naruto shit, I guess. I know he's probably technically not a ninja. Please don't roast me in the comments, Naruto fans. I'm sorry. I'm sure he's technically not a ninja, but, you know, just like anime fucking logic, you know, he's an anime fucking bug, so you can shoot fucking aura Kamehameha out of his fucking hands, you know, who cares, man? It's cool. He's a ninja bug. And it's also just really good coverage. Then he gets Focus Blast, which is 130 base. So Aura Sphere is 90. Focus Blast is 130 and 85% accurate, which is very good. Wide Lens in general is a great item on Ninjask because a lot of your really strong moves are inaccurate, such as Bug Bomber and Hurricane, which we'll get into, but Dive Bomb, etc. Wicked Blow, all those moves are inaccurate, so Wide Lens makes those almost 100% accurate because Wide Lens is buffed to 15%. And the vast majority of moves are 85 or 90 or 95% accurate that are strong. Most are 100 now, but like the inaccurate moves are no longer, you don't have many moves below 85% accuracy. There's actually a guide to that as well on the ability guide. You should go check that out if that interests you. If you look at like Luminescent and stuff, you can see all the accuracy. But anyways, yeah, this is really great because just lost my train of thought. God damn it. Oh, yeah, fighting moves. So you have Aura Sphere, Focus Blast, and then also you have Uproar via Level Up, which is buffed. It is essentially special fighting type Outrage. So it's 120 base power. Obviously, Outrage has changed too. All this other stuff has changed. Uproar used to be 110 base power, but I changed it to 120 today. So yeah, 120 base power. Uproar, which is great. Obviously, that's a lot. I usually don't like those types of moves because they're very inconsistent and they could bite you in the ass, but this one is consistently lasting for 3 turns and it doesn't even confuse you after. So you can actually be pretty consistent. So that's just a great option for versatility sets. Uproar, very strong, 120 base power, fighting type coverage, 100% accurate, while Focus Blast is slightly stronger, but it is slightly inaccurate. So, you know, pick and choose. Focus Blast is reteachable, or Uproar is not. So, you know, you might run Uproar for one boss fight, then the next boss fight, you need a physical set, you got to teach the TM. Now you don't have Uproar anymore until the league. Oh, shit. Oh, well, you always have Aura Sphere and Focus Blast to fall back on. So that's fighting type coverage. That's great. Okay. Ghost type coverage, incredible. Just fighting a ghost is enough. That's literally all you need. You could just run Shadow Claw, Brick Break, or Shadow Claw Close Combat, and then special sets can run Shadow Ball and Aura Sphere, or Focus Blast or Uproar. That's all you ever need. Literally, you could just run those 2 moves and then anything else. Because fighting ghost hits basically everything in the game. pretty much everything in the game besides Bayonet, because it's going to be Ghost normal. But other than that, it hits literally everything in the game for neutral coverage, or probably super effective coverage. So that's incredible. That's all you need if you really wanted to hit everything neutrally. But of course, with the freedom of TMs and shit, you should be changing your sets to hit whatever's in front of you super effectively if you're being smart about it. But yeah, Ghost fighting, great coverage, all right? Ominous Wind, Shadow Ball for special Ghost coverage, Shadow Claw for physical Ghost coverage, Shadow Claw. A lot. So Exeter, Cross Poison, Shadow Claw, Laceration, Night Slash, and Cycle Cut are all the same move, just different types. They're 70 base power, and they have a 50% chance to crit, okay? So with the Scope Lens, you slap a Scope Lens on your Ninjask, now he's getting 105 base power, 100% crit moves. Very good stuff, Scope Lens and Ninjask. It's also immune to Intimidate with Scope Lens because, of course, he's bypassing it because he crits. So that's great, all right? Really good stuff right there. So that's good, okay? Grass type moves is great. You have Giga Drain, Energy Ball for special grass coverage, and you have Grass Knot and Solar Blade, and also Solar Beam and Giga Drain for special, but mostly just Grass Knot for physical grass coverage, which is pretty decent. Niche, but it's decent. Electro Web is a very niche, weird choice as well. Reason being, a lot of bug types get it for no fucking reason. I'm pretty sure like Mothim, Butterfree, all these weird ass like bug types, even bug flying types get Electro Web. So I think it's cool with versatility. That's really the only reason I gave it to it. You know, you can hit things super effectively sometimes that you wouldn't hit otherwise. Pretty cool option by a tutor move. So that's electric coverage there as well. Grass, electric, fighting, ghost, fairy in the form of covet. It's only 60 base power, but it, you know, if you're something 4 times weak, then you can teach it. It's always an option. Smart strike and steel wing and laceration for physical steel type coverage. Also metal claw earlier in the game as well, but smart strike is better than that. Smart Strike is also really cool because it gives you +1 accuracy after you use it. That's really great for a lot of Pokemon. Not so much in this case because his only inaccurate moves are special. Besides besides Dive Bomb and Wicked Blow, his only inaccurate moves are special attacks. So, and I guess Gunk Shot too, but it's not really worth it. It's mostly for like hustle Pokemon and other stuff. But it's a great option still. God, it's so strong in hustle mons. We're getting to a couple of them soon, so I'm excited. Yeah. What else is there? Obviously, your Bug and Flying Dual Stab. Bug is buffed offensively. I didn't mention that yet. If you are new here, you probably don't know that. If you go to the Google Sheet, you can check out the type chart changes. There's only very few. Don't worry, I didn't go overboard. And of course, I will release a patch without them for people who are annoying about type chart changes. Like, I don't like it. Okay, then just play without it. It's your choice. But I would not recommend that because I definitely balanced it with this in mind. But a lot of people, I've heard people like just refuse to play a hack just off the principle it has type chart changes. It's like, okay, dude, I'll just remove it for you. But yeah, Bug is great because Fairy, Ghost, and Fighting don't resist Bug anymore, okay? So Tinted Lens is still great, of course. Tinted Lens is great stuff. But, you know, versatility sets with Bug moves are much better because Bug is very good neutral coverage now. Only, Flying, Poison, and 1 Steel resist Bug now? Only Flying, Poison, and Steel, is that it? And Fire. Flying, Poison, Steel, Fire. So only 4 types as opposed to like 7 that it was before resist Bug, which is good. I might be missing one, but I'm pretty sure it's just Flying, Steel, and Poison, and 1 more Fire now. Flying, Poison, Steel, Fire. Pretty sure it's just those 4. So that's much more fair. And of course, your flying coverage will hit most of those. Only ones that you don't hit is Steel, which is why you have fighting type coverage. And you know, you also have Natural Gift, which could technically turn into literally any type in the game. 110 base power move. So for example, you run Aquaberry Natural Gift, you get a 110 base power special fire type move. That's only a 1-time use, however. So that's a very preparation heavy thing. It's very good if you're smart with when you use it. It's incredibly good. It literally means that there's nothing you can't touch. But obviously it's only a 1-time use. So you would use it to blast past a certain, for example, they have a Bug Steelmon, you teach Aquaberry Nature Power via TM. Or they have like a fucking, I don't know, 4 times weak to Icemon, Garchomp, okay, and you can't one-shot them otherwise. Okay, run Yachi Berry, Natural Gift, that kind of thing. You also have Hidden Power. Nature Power also becomes Thunderbolt or Psychic in Electric or Psychic terrain, which are, and Dazzling, Moonblast and Misty terrain, which are all coverage moves that you don't have. So that's great. But not that awesome, not that important, all right? It's just situational stuff. Yeah, you have dark coverage with knockoff, dark pulse for special dark coverage. Knockoff, which is nerfed to 60 base power, so it's 90 on the first hit, which is not that great. You get Health Thrust, which is 100 base power and 95% accurate for later in the game, of course. That's great. Just all kinds. I mean, Night Slash. Oh, then at level 60, I gave them Wicked Blow. Wicked Blow is distributed to way more mons now. It's also changed. All these moves have changed their buffs. I would just check it out in the description. But I'm being very ranty, a little bit more than usual. I'm sorry for that. I'm a little bit like my brain is just not as focus as usually is. But not that I'm typically known for being focused, but I think you know what I mean if you've seen my other videos. It's fine though. Wicked Blow is very cool. Okay, very strong move. 120 base power overall, 80, but it crits, 90% accurate, which is the quote-unquote nerf. Although it's given to way more mons, so it kind of needed the nerf. And it still does the same shit. It's just slightly inaccurate, which is definitely a big deal in Nuzlocke, especially on fucking Ninjas. If you miss that Wicked Blow, you're dead, bro. So I definitely wouldn't run that at all. What time am I at? I'm at 20 minutes. Okay, I gotta finish this up. Okay, point is he gets tons of great coverage with versatility. Tinted Lens is great situationally. Both abilities are great. You should switch between them whenever you need them, okay? You know, some fights you might want that physical stuff, some fights you might want the special stuff, some fights you might want Tinted Lens, some fights you want more versatility, some fights you might want utility with toxic spikes and parting shot and U-turn and all this other good shit. You know, even technically baton pass and stuff. A cool little thing you can do, so you get Nasty Plot, which is great. But earlier, because Nasty Plot TM is in the mid 40s, you actually get Z Mind Reader at level 37, which gives you +3 special attack. Obviously, that's kind of bad because you can't run Sash with that. So it's kind of situational, but you know, it could be really good. For example, if they're going to taunt you and you know they're going to taunt, then you can click Z Mind Reader, get +2 special attack, and you can run Tinted Lens and just click Bug Buzz, for example. Bug Buzz is 95 base power and nothing resists it. With Tinted Lens, the only things that will resist Bug Buzz with Tinted Lens are 4 times resistant mons. So any mon with a combination of the types I listed before. Flying type is also great for Tinted Lens, but Bug Buzz is a really good, reliable stab option. 95 base power, 100% accurate, and it has a good chance to flinch. So, you know, Z Mind Reader Bug Buzz, and you just, you know, on the first turn when they taunt you, and then you just click Bug Buzz 6 times and probably win if they don't have any sash or priority. So that's a great option. Situational, but great. Quiver Dance is actually not that great on it, but I put it there just for flavor. It's not that good, honestly. You don't need the speed boost at all, so I would just run Nasty Plot or Z Mind Reader or Nat Swords Dance or whatever to boost. I would not run Quiver Dance, but it's there for flavor. It's a decent option. You know, if you really needed the speed for some reason, I don't know. That's why it's early, okay? Even Workup is better than Quiver Dance because Workup is reteachable and also just boosts 2 sets. And the thing is, you're going to be running Mix a lot of the time. That's another thing. You need to consider that you're going to be running Mix. So say for one boss fight, they have Pokemon that's weak to fighting but has a shitload of physical defense. And then a Pokemon that's weak to Ghost but has a shitload of special defense. Okay, they run Aura Sphere plus Shadow Claw. You know, you can mix and match your moves a lot. That's the beauty of this Ninjask set. You could really switch your moves around and it's super, super sick and I love it. Especially if you're smart with the moves that you're teaching and shit, you can really just go crazy and teach a bunch of crazy stuff. But yeah, poison type moves, it has Sludge Bomb, Venoshock, Poison Jab, Gunk Shot, Cross Poison. Technically it has ground coverage, obviously with Natural Gift, but also with Mud Fling and Dig from Nincada. It has those 2 moves which are pretty solid. Mud Fling is 60 base power, basically like special ground type. It's basically ground type Icy Wind, okay? It's just, yeah, much less priority, which is not is good on Nincada, but bad on Ninjask. You don't need that. You don't need any priority moves on Ninjask, really. If you needed one, I mean, First Impression is good via TM, and then Extreme Speed is good at like level 23, but you're probably gonna be deleting that really soon if you even bother teaching it because you don't need that priority at all. And it's just normal type, so it's a decent option, but it's there for memes and for you know, Soul, because flavor-wise it should have both of those moves. Same with Hyper Speed. It's a bad move on it. It's +3 speed, which it doesn't need, and Baton Pass is negative priority, so it's going to be very difficult to use Baton Pass. That's what Ninjask. That's what Scyther's for now. If you want to do that kind of fun stuff, and there's a billion other mons that are great Baton Passers, but Ninjask is completely different now. Now it's just fully on offensive. It's not really a support Pokemon anymore. Although you could still run stuff like Parting Shot as support, but overall it's just purely offensive. With like minimal support. Most Pokemon actually have a lot of support in this attack, but he really only has like T-Spikes, and that's really it. Substitute is great, obviously. All that kind of stuff is great. But yeah, I'm not gonna. Oh, Boom Burst is great. Boom Burst is 125 base power, so it is nerfed, but it's given to a lot more Pokemon. That's great with versatility sets, or Tinted Lens technically, but mostly versatility because you get stab on that. So that's great for neutral hits on a lot of things. You know, you can run Boom Burst plus Uproar, or Boom Burst plus Aura Sphere, and just, you know, plus Shadow Ball. That's like perfect coverage right there. It's all, you know, plus Life Orb. That's another thing. Life Orb is great on him because he doesn't need his bulk anyways. He's going to die to a hit. Any decently powerful neutral hit will kill him. So you're supposed to be just one-shotting whatever's in front of you or switching out and, you know, finishing things off, picking things off. That's another thing. Finishing Blow is great for that. Finishing Blow gives Ninjask a +3 attack boost when he knocks that out. It's from Fell Stinger. And it always crits. So it's effectively 53 base power. So it's slightly stronger than vanilla Fell Stinger. And it always crits. So it's very strong in that sense. It knows Intimidate drops and stuff. And you can use that really well. Dive Bomb is flying type of jump kick. That's a great physical flying move besides Dual Wing Beat and Acrobatics, which are also very good. Dual Wing Beat is 90 overall. Acrobatics is 100 without the item. That is also nerfed technically. Just because Flying Gem is back and I didn't want find your acrobatics to be ridiculous. Although gems are also lower base power just in Gen 7. That's nothing I can change. But yeah. The regular flying moves are much better, so the acrobatics nerf is only really because Mons get it for coverage. Because flying types are going to be using other flying moves for stab mostly. And a lot of flying types have air late and shit too, so it's not a big deal. But anyway, yeah, you got a bunch of other little cool stuff like Skitter Smack is good, drops attack, Air Slash is good because it always has like Air Slash and Razor Wind, all these flinch moves, dual wing beat, like all of your moves have a very high chance to flinch. Bug Buzz, all those moves have like a 25 to 30% chance to flinch, which is like really good. You know, because you're super quick, so that's really annoying. So even if you do stand a hit, there's a decent chance you'll just flinch and die to the second hit. So that's great. Obviously, I wouldn't bank on that as the player in a Nuzlocke because that's 70% of the time you fucking die if you don't kill them. But yeah, Life Orb's great, Specs, Choice Band, all that good stuff. You know, Focus Sash, etc. Very simple mon. Not a lot of the time you could be running other items. A lot of other mons actually can run like the super effective berries or Assault Vest or all those other items and switch your items around. But in this case, it's really not. Or Quick Claw, buffed Quick Claw. All those other gimmicky items, but in Ninjask's case, you'll still be running some gimmicky items sometimes for some boss fights, but overall it's just kind of very self-explanatory. I haven't talked about Nincada yet, so I'm going to quickly touch on Nincada. I love Nincada, super fucking cool mon. It keeps Tinted Lens from Ninjask. Tinted Lens makes total sense on both of them. Nincada is like this blind cicada nymph with these green eyes, and then Ninjask has these striking red eyes like real cicadas have, so Tinted Lens is perfectly fitting for both. And it's great on Nincada. Obviously, Bug Ground is actually pretty great dual stab. There are other Bug Ground types in this hack in... it's just Pinsir actually, right? And Vibrava will be Bug Ground as well. But yeah, Nincada's a pretty good mon for when you catch it. It's also level 23, not 20, purely because it would be Ninjask would be overpowered as fuck for Hala. So I didn't give it. It wouldn't be that overpowered, but it would be pretty strong for Hala. Oh, Shedinja was the problem. That's what it was. Sorry, but Shedinja would be ridiculous for Hala. Ninjask would be that bad because there's a lot of other strong shit, and also he'll be very strong. And if you don't kill something, you just die. So yeah. Regardless, though, yeah, Nincada's great. Okay, it's got a good attack stat, good special attack stat, good speed F stat for early game. It's bulky. All right, it's not. It's just a bulky, strong Pokemon. Sap Sip is very useful for early game. You can use your ability capsule if there's a grass type move in front of you. You know, say there's a Leech Seed user or just any grass type. You are neutral to grass normally, so it's nice to be immune to that and get that attack boost as well. And then otherwise, you're just going to run Tinted Lens and just click your stab moves, and you don't even need all these coverage moves. Honestly, those are mostly just for Ninjask. Otherwise, you wouldn't need any of these. You don't need coverage moves in general, technically. I mean, it's good with versatility, obviously, but it's such a fun line. I love these change events. What a fucking beast ninja monster. I love Ninja. So cool. I don't know. That's really about it. There's a couple other things I could touch on, but I think I touched on about everything that's important. And this is like probably 20 plus minutes, 25 minutes at this point, so I'll leave it off here. You can always check out these changes to these moves in the description down below and check out all the other minimal, like minor. There's a lot of giant reworks and changes in this hack, so I would just check them out for yourself. I don't need to spoon feed everything. As much as I want to. Yeah, Tinted Sap Sip are great on Nincada. Nincada is a good mon. And then you'll evolve, and then you'll get Shedinja as well. Shedinja still exists. I want to clarify. It still exists. It's still a Pokemon you can use. It's just listed separately for visual purposes, because I would not be able to fill all these moves otherwise. So yeah, I'm going to be recording Shedinja next, so stay tuned for that. And thank you for listening. If you are new here and you found this kind of thing appealing, definitely hit that subscribe button. It'll be very helpful for me. I want to hit 1K subs so I can get monetized. I also need a bunch of watch hours, but you know, one step at a time. I think I need like 3K more, but yeah, just make sure you subscribe if you haven't already. Drop a like and a comment. That would help with the algorithm. I get my videos recommended to more people. Lastly, there's a link to a Discord server in the description. You can check that out if you want to talk to me in there, if you want to get live updates on my hack, if you want to be able to download it when it comes out, if you want to be able to download and play my older hack called Baron Black. You can do all that stuff in the description down below and join the community. So that'd be cool. And I'll leave it off there. Thank you so much for listening, and goodbye. Sorry for the longer one, but yeah, I'll try to keep shit in just more briefer. That's not English. Okay, bye now. Bye.